Yeah, we can do that. And there's a piece of paper for you. One for you.
Hi.
That'll be for you.
How you doing?
Did
Did you guys have a good week? Or you can't remember that part?
We worked here too hard the day before.
Do we have
We
the
what?
page there?
We worked here too hard the day before.
Yeah, you bet, we're gonna.
Sign for.
You sure? My kids-
Yes.
Yes, it should be. May not like the water that we're sending.
Somebody else.
We're gonna protect our property.
Back.
I don't know.
He got taken board out for a while.
Should be close to the wastewater.
Close to where?
That way security divided the town. It's like, you know, closer to the edge
I
there.
think someone needs to sneak under the bridge and cut that.
Those homes have been there for like 5 or 6 years. Yeah. The county never has, they tried to pull
Well,
them.
there's supposed to be like a big, like, long process to be able to do that.
Find it?
I haven't seen how big they are though.
I've heard this story. We don't have to go down years, conservation district, and the county for 18 years. How many more years do they do? Yeah, how many years do we do?
Oh, no.
This one right here?
Yes. Does everybody have one, or
Yes.
can we just use that one?
Yeah.
I didn't see it.
It didn't take long to get rid of it.
Fill out. I can't sign it. There's anything on it.
I've never seen that. Yeah, I read.
This was put in 2019. Yeah.
Harley, do you have a copy that has the check numbers and whatnot that are on that? Because that's what we sign is the,
It's one that's all filled out.
Well, what happened?
Maybe I printed off the wrong one.
No, this is right, but it's, you gotta have the check numbers and electronic checks and everything that's on it.
I do not have that one.
do I have time to find it?
Yeah.
10 minutes.
Yeah. No, go ahead.
No, it's my fault.
I don't know. I don't remember any of that.
I don't remember them ever going down there when we were playing or anything.
Yeah.
That's the contract and everything that has the break for, because he's gonna use the whole,
Right.
and so, he was like, was like in front of him.
I don't remember them being down there.
So, that's, he's the protector. But if he's trying to troubleshoot on the other end of the supply, you know,
As far as that.
and just because he's been affiliated with the finance,
What is that resolution?
it's been a huge amount.
Right.
Resolution resolutions on the rear, changing the date.
Oh, the date,
I know this survey down there, but I don't know. I don't know if there's any.
so we're gonna
Yeah,
have
it seems so.
a second Monday.
Second Monday.
I'm pretty sure it was, cause it was, it took a while to select it from
Yeah.
this fall,
Oh, yeah, okay.
so I'm guessing it was.
Because we didn't even pay that the first 3 days.
Yeah, 4 weeks in, yes.
Yeah.
So he's got some alternatives.
Might be easier something. Okay.
If they go for it.
That works.
Is that the, so we have to do that 2 readings?
You know, we probably do. Yeah. Yep. We could fit you up front if one of these gentlemen is like sideways. There you go.
Well, we just want you.
If Jay moves down there, we'll get
This better chair anyway.
We'll get comfortable.
Don't lose my wife and kid, but I'll move to someone else.
You need to be up front, you need to be in the back.
Is that an agenda? Is that an agenda?
This, last one.
Last meeting, gotcha. Can't get up that, I just stepped on your slipper.
Mine will work.
How you doing?
Good, good, nice day.
It is a nice
Beautiful,
day.
beautiful,
It's sunbound.
beautiful.
Yes, it is. Wind could have slowed down a little bit.
Yeah, that would work good. Right, about you, get some license and stuff to pick up. Boy, I tell you what, that was blowing like out. Really bad.
Yeah, receipts stay there.
How was that?
Shoot.
Can anybody open that window?
The back door.
Certainly try.
Or
Try?
paycheck, or could have been vacation time, or
Probably.
sick time. It wasn't reimbursed.
Oh, yeah, it's okay, there's a screen here.
As far as I know.
Hero of the day.
Thank you.
Let's see, it's early.
Good call. This idea.
I didn't think she'd do it.
Troublemaker.
Checks from 22,665 through 22,687. That's what, did you get?
That was to, something company.
686.
Right. And then
22,665, 22,686.
Oh, that's the
and then
last
the
one.
electronics,
I didn't see any electronic checks.
is that maybe what this, these are? No,
Okay.
So this is
No, 'cause
all
that's
of
the
the
same amount as
budgeting,
this, okay.
and then the big packet for tonight, and then this is last week's meeting, or last week's.
Man, I wish there was some way we could reduce our garbage bill.
Okay, is it early?
I don't think that's ever gonna go down.
You want it beyond your contracts?
okay, I can sign that.
Okay, it'll be a quick one.
Is Danny coming?
Yeah, some people like.
He hurt his back pretty bad, he was gonna try to make it. But he
There's
didn't.
something about the way the pictures are pictured that captivates people.
Oh, yeah.
7:02.
Going too.
Yeah.
Struck out in school. It's embarrassing.
Yeah.
Baseball day, expected it's slow.
Okay, let's get started. Pledge allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
First up is our sheriff's report, and he was not able to make it here tonight. He was gonna send a report over, and it did not make it into the email. So I guess I have the sheriff's report for last month, next month when he gets here.
So I mean, we don't have to pay him for this month?
And that would be nice, that would be nice. But they've been kinda busy, I've seen him in town a lot. Okay. First up is some public comment, and I have some certificates and plaques that I would like to hand out first to people that went above and beyond in our flooding last year. So, first one I'd like to present to would be to Gene Spencer. Let me come around here if I can. Sorry, Dale. Gene, we have a certificate first from the town to you for the exceptional job that he did. Everybody needs to know, him and his brother and several others, when we first put out the call, we were having trouble. They came to town with loaders, front end loaders. There's 5 of them. And we tried to run some dikes, we tried to stop it the best we could, but it was too much. However, Gene and his brother stayed on with those loaders until it was, the cleanup was pretty much done. Every day. And the cost of that came out of their pockets. The fuel, everything. They donated a lot. And it's greatly appreciated from me and from the town.
I've never had, when I come down the street, anytime, everybody's going by and thank me, so that's all I wanted. You know, and I didn't even expect that, so.
I know, but I am very glad and very proud to have you in our community. to accept a plaque to hang on.
Thank you. Be in the office.
Yeah.
But thank you very much. Is that if you want to put that back in the bill?
And thank the rest of the crew for us, will you?
Yeah,
Yes.
everybody's involved.
Yes, to everybody, they did a wonderful job.
I needed help, I didn't have any trouble getting somebody out there to come help me.
Well, the rest of your family.
I've got one
is what
for
I
your
meant.
brother here too.
Okay, I'll take
Dennis,
that
but
one.
if,
We'd have been in dire straits without it.
yes.
Well, we didn't, we was able to help and we needed to help and it was all available, so we were thankful that we were able to help.
If there's anything that the town of Fromberg can do for you, let us know.
Well, if there's anything more that you need from us, don't be afraid to holler.
Thank you.
I got one, a dump truck that I had for sale back in here the other day and is ready to help with anything that might come up. So,
Hopefully we don't need it.
so I hope we don't need it, I hope we don't need none of it, but if we do,
Thank
don't
you.
be afraid to holler, we've still got the loaders.
Thank you.
Well, thank you, but this is for your brother,
Okay, thank you.
and he also has a
Okay.
plaque, and just, you know, they're really nice.
Yes, they are.
And these people, they work very hard to get these. Thank you.
But anybody that needs any help, don't be afraid to holler through all this. We're all in this whole thing and all this world together. Okay?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks.
And be sure to express to,
Oh, I will.
sorry you couldn't make it out.
So,
Okay, I have a couple more here that I would like to hand out. Lacey. Come on, Lacey. Lacey was our town clerk when all this went down, and come on, you gotta get up here, up here. And she got the certificate and the plaque also, because she was right in the middle. Threw it into it and chewed up, spit out, and she worked very hard and was very dedicated to all this. So thank you very much.
Where'd you get that from?
I'm sorry. And this is a plaque that we have for you, so you can hang this on the wall.
That's awesome.
Thank you very much. Job well done. And Lacey is retiring as our clerk, so we have a new clerk. Next up is John Carter. Jay, come on, Jay.
This is actually way nicer than.
Right here. Everybody needs to know a little bit about Jay Carter. When the flood hit, he was right there. He was with us. He was neck deep in it all the time. The first 48 hours, Jay and I never slept. He was right there. We had a ditch up here that most of you folks didn't know how close to coming this side of town was to being flooded. And we had to check this ditch every 15 minutes to make sure that there wasn't sticks in it or a twig, because that's how much it would have just taken to blow the bank out and flood this side of town. We're fortunate to have Jay and the hard work that he did. He got in that backhoe when he was rescuing people. He had to go down there, put them in the bucket to get them out. Because, as everybody knows, you can't force people to leave. But Jay was there to get them out when it came time. Thank you, Jay.
Thanks.
And we also have a plaque for Jay. Now, this isn't the first plaque that Jay and Lacey have been awarded. They received recognition from the Montana State Waterworks for an award. And they were honored 2 weeks ago for their dedicated service above and beyond for their plaque. And it's a huge, big plaque. Very nice. And they did very well. Thank you, Jay.
Yeah.
You going home? Thanks.
I'm also not gonna post it. Don't do that. I'm also not gonna post it. There's a hot. Share to everyone.
Now, that's the fun part of this job. Is being able to recognize people that go above and beyond and help, and how the community pull together. And I don't know, you guys go over and look at Red Lodge and get around Red Lodge and some of the other flooded areas. We're kind of ahead of the game. And that's because everybody has pulled together and they've worked as a team. So I'd just like to thank everybody that got their certificates tonight. There's others that are gonna get certificates and stuff. It's just, I have to do it a little bit at a time. So, but please tell your brother thank you.
Yes, I will.
Because it really meant a lot to me. When you guys come pulling in over the bridge, I couldn't believe how many loaders we had. And they weren't little ones. These were the great big loaders. And worked well.
So, if you wouldn't mind, we'll let you do your meeting now.
Okay, it sounds good.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
You
Thanks
bet.
a lot.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Good luck with everything. Like I said, if you need anything, don't be afraid to ask.
Okay. We're not. I'm not. You know that.
Thanks, everybody here.
Yep.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. Any public comment for anything that is not on the agenda? Yes.
Basically, questions. I want to know if the paperwork was ever done for the Third Avenue project,
For which one?
the Third Avenue project.
For the Third Avenue project? Actually, I'm not sure that they approved it. I have all the paperwork in the office for FEMA. And they didn't do very much for us on some of those projects.
Well, I know, but I just want to know if you did the paperwork so that that project could go forward on Third Avenue.
You mean for the road work?
No.
Well, that is not up to me. The county has a permit to get in the rivers to do that. However, there's steps that they have to go through. And that will be covered in old business. We have that now. We have a Jeff Greenwald here from the Army Corps who's gonna visit with us. But
Well, I'm talking about the paperwork that Scott Blaine said he gave to you and he was expecting you to fill out, and he couldn't do it for you, and he's been expecting you to do it for like 6 months. That's what I'm talking about.
With Scott Blaine, I talked to him the other day. He is aware that they have the permit. And I am working with Conservation District and the floodplain administrators. That Third Avenue project is at the bottom of the list.
Of course.
Okay, well, I have another question too. Is any of that FEMA money going to be used to do the repair work from the bridge to Magdalena's?
The FEMA money is what they're working on as far as the projects, and that will depend on, there again, the county working with that, because they have the permit to get in the river. We're working with the conservation. As everybody here knows, this town does not have $1 million to put in to doing any kind of hard surfacing or even short-term putting the bags out there to try to keep it in the channel in the river.
To answer the question though, I guess he's asking, do we have money to do that? And the answer is no.
No, the answer is no.
We
do
didn't
not
get
have-
any money from
We don't have
FEMA
any
for
money.
that.
Well, you will have some later, right?
Well, then we'll deal with it
Well,
when we get it, if we get it,
If they do,
yeah.
then that money will be going for it. Yes, Lacey?
So they didn't include anything that has to do with the river for any of the projects,
Okay.
because that's all floodplain. And so any money that has come from FEMA, that was all reimbursement for what we already spent. They haven't given us anything extra whatsoever.
Right.
And then basically for all the road projects, they are not approving them so far.
Yeah.
Because they were already like that, they said.
Yeah. The
According to
paperwork,
the
we have
map, or
the
the-
paperwork in there on the desk of what FEMA is and isn't gonna approve. And the list of rules that go with it is a mile long. Yes,
I have a report here that was drawn up by the Nebraska Corps of Engineers after the flood and was given this by Scott Miller and told that FEMA would pay up to 75% and the county would cover the other 25%. They have a proposal here of materials and everything. And that I was told by Scott Miller, Commissioner Miller, that it was up to you to stay on and do the paperwork and be in touch with FEMA about it. And we talked to my husband and I several times about it. And we just kept getting, well, I get the different person every time and whatnot.
well, I've been over, I go to the conservation district, who are the people that do this. You have to understand, there's about 8 separate projects on the river. You have your short term, and then you have your long term. And we're looking at, like I say, 8 projects.
Okay, well, my husband and I have been dealing with this for going on 19 years.
Yeah.
With the Corps of Engineers, with the Conservation District, with the county. So, they've had plenty of time. There was a study that was done in 2019
Yes, we
where
have looked
it's
that over.
marked high priority for both places in Fromberg. You know, how much more time do you need?
Well, it's
2000,
not-
I mean, it's not you guys, I
It's-
understand,
it's
but how
not
much
mine.
more time does the Corps of Engineers and whoever need to realize that this is gonna be a reoccurring problem?
It hasn't been a reoccurring problem.
It's going to be.
We don't know that.
I do.
And they don't know that.
Come down and look at my property.
Seriously.
Seriously.
We have-
serious.
we
I'm
had a-
serious.
We
We
had
have-
1,000-year flood.
Okay.
500.
It
Okay,
doesn't matter.
okay.
If the river, all the river has to do.
It's not reoccurring.
Huh?
It's not reoccurring if it's a 500-year flood.
I'll bet you $50.
I'll
We're
tell
not
you.
gonna bet you anything.
We're not,
Well, I'll tell you
And here's-
Don't have a
something, you
crystal
come down,
ball.
Mr. Stapleton, and look at the bottom of our property, there's like 4 foot of tall bank left. Our high water is always higher than 4 foot. And we've got a lot of snow in the mountains of Wyoming and up in Red Lodge.
It's all
So,
about-
it's gonna come
It
over
is.
that bank
It's all
again.
about Cook City. That's where you wanna watch.
yes.
It
You're
is going to
exactly
come
right.
over, I'm gonna guarantee you.
Watch
You
Cook
read that
City.
in the
We've
watch
been telling the Corps of
temperatures.
Engineers, Conservation District for years what was gonna happen, and what happened last year, I understand it was a freaky thing
Yeah.
and whatever. Exactly what we've been telling them for 18 years happened last year.
Yeah.
And now our high bank is gone.
We're doing everything that we can. You have to understand, I am only one person. I know that Red Lodge has 3 different people that they work on the FEMA stuff. Lacey has worked herself to the bone trying to get this FEMA stuff done. But the river is not included in that. Now, FEMA may be part of it, but that it has to deal with the Conservation District,
Corps of
the
Engineers.
Corps of Engineers, with all of them.
Yeah, I understand.
And it's not up to us. My job is to try to see to it that infrastructure in town is protected. That's our wells. That's the streets.
In the homes.
And that's what we were trying
I
to
didn't
explain
say
to
it
you.
was your responsibility.
Your
I
infrastructure.
But I
understand
have
it's not
others
the
that-
town's
that are.
responsibility. But I'm telling you, what I was given
I
by the
know.
commissioner
They're-
and what he said, and he also told us that they were gonna dredge the river. They were gonna go back to dredging the river every year, like
Well,
they used to do.
If you
And
want-
that hasn't happened either.
If you wanna look at their permit, I got a copy of the permit, so, and it does say dredging.
Because right where our low bank is now,
But you gotta
there's an island
understand-
out there, so now the river is split.
They just can't
So
go,
it's definitely gonna drive it over
they
the
can't
bank.
just go jump in the river. We can't either.
How come Red Lodge
They
can't?
do it at Red Lodge.
How come Red Lodge can build a road alongside the Rock Creek and have a damn crane up there, it's costing them $5,000 a day for that crane, with a 100-foot stick, and have all these cement modules made up, ready to set?
Yeah.
Where do they
well,
get all their money from?
The
And don't
state,
tell me it's from the tax base in Red Lodge.
no, Red Lodge isn't paying for it. The state
They aren't.
is.
Who is?
The state.
State and county, because that's.
Well, how come we aren't? Why don't we
Because
get
it
any
didn't
money?
wash out a county road.
The governor's giving away $1 billion. Why don't you just throw $1 million at Fromberg?
It's gonna
That
wash
would,
out
boy,
County
that
Road
would be
this
nice. I
year.
wish they would.
Because of that island, it's driving it
And when
right
it
at our
does,
bank and
then
driving
I
it right
think
at
more
that
people
county
are gonna
road.
look.
So,
Yes.
Because the county
I understand.
doesn't worry about anything other than county infrastructure.
I understand that, and the city's worried about city infrastructure.
Right.
And I warned you
we've been working on this clear,
before
clear.
that it was gonna
I
happen.
mean,
Yeah.
clear
And I'm
back.
telling you right now,
Had meetings down at
Be prepared.
Magdalena's place and everything else for years.
this town is gonna be
I
under a
mean,
boil order again. Because
Here.
your wells are gonna flood.
Here's my
And
file
we'll live
of
through that.
everything.
Yeah.
That means
And you
the rest
know-
of us are gonna flood too.
The truth of it is, where it all started on our end with the water hitting our bank was, I have pictures clear back on Google Earth. When the county went in to save the Lower River Road and they put riprap and everything and it changed the course of the river and drove it right into our bank.
They did what you
Okay,
can't
they
do.
told us, they tell us,
diverted
you
the
can't
river.
change the course of the river, you can't divert the river. Well, they most certainly did. I have
Well, they-
pictures here.
10
that
years
prove
ago,
it.
they did things that they don't do today.
So,
Yeah, and it's,
So I got a question. Who's
yes.
the little guy that came by and said he was gonna do some work?
Pardon me?
Who's the little guy that came by my house?
The little
Is
guy.
that James Schuma?
Said he
Yeah.
was gonna, he lives on Lover's Lane, he was gonna do.
Oh, Jim
some-
Schuma. Jim Schuma.
Jim Schumer.
Yes, he's a retired project manager.
And he put some stakes out?
Yes, he did. He's looking at what we gotta do. We gotta have a plan.
Right, I understand that.
And we're working on a plan to, and for long-range planning, it takes 2 to 6 years to get long-range planning done. Short range, we're looking at sometime before the flood, hopefully. But I've been over there
I
2 or
know,
3 times a week,
I know.
and they won't